Greetings and good evening, and thank you all for joining us at Inmates for Change. My name is Jones. I am the founder CEO of the 501c3 not-for-profit Inmates For Change. What we do is we offer services for reentry of individuals coming home from incarceration and those who are in the community with felony convictions that are finding hard effort or a tough time securing gainful employment, getting back to their families, and working throughout the community. Today's topic, what we're going to be speaking about, is the expungement and the process that it goes through. And I've got a guest right here. This is the world-known and esteemed Mrs. Mary Reed. But let me give you just a few seconds on what we do at Inmates for Change. We offer a 12-week curriculum. Actually, it runs around 6 weeks and goes as far as 6 months, depending on who we're working with and how many are in the workshops. We offer critical thinking skills, introduction to critical thinking skills, interpersonal interaction, self-image, relationships, behavior modification, spiritual connectedness, God consciousness, and also vocational training introduction. Now, getting to who we have here today, sitting to my right, is the esteemed Mrs. Mary Reed. Mrs. Reed is the constituent service representative through the office of Illinois Congressman Danny Davis. U.S. Congressman. Is it U.S.? Don't be scared to speak now.
Congressman.
He's Congressman. U.S. Congressman.
Not U.S. Congressman.
Yeah, Congressman. Okay. Congressman Danny Davis. Now, Mary Reed is going to give us a brief introduction about herself and her credentials, and then we're going to get into the meat of the conversation here. And what we're talking about is expungement services today. So, Mrs. Reed, if you don't mind, tell that group what you do and how you came about it.
The name is Mary Reed, a long-time community activist, 30 years of self-employment. Now I'm constituent services as representative for Congressman Danny Davis.
Okay. So what do you do along the lines of introducing individuals to the expungement process, and what other information would be available to them? How do you work that out?
First of all, the individual must go and get his rap sheet at 3510 South Michigan. The cost is $16. Once you get the rap sheet, it'll take about approximately a week for the rap sheet to come back.
Okay. And what is to be expected for an individual when he's going down? Before we go there, let me let the viewing audience know we're accepting your calls at 312-738-1060. Again, 312-738-1060. I want to take just a minute here to put the information that Mrs. Reed just gave us with the getting your rap sheet. It says here, if you were arrested in Chicago, you must obtain your Chicago rap sheet from the Chicago Police Department, as she just mentioned, Access and Review Division, 3510 South Michigan Avenue on the first floor. They've got a phone number that if you wanted to call to see, like if they're there Monday, being Memorial Day, if they're open, that number is 312-745-5570. Just below that, where my finger is pointing, if you have ever been arrested in the state of Illinois, upon fingerprinting at Chicago Police Department, you will receive your statewide background report in the mail. You must still return to the Chicago PD to pick up your rap sheet a week after your fingerprinting, as Ms. Reed eloquently pointed out. Now, the adult rap sheet is $16, and your fingerprints will be taken Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until noon. Now, you can pick up your results the following day of the week that you came in on. I just went there yesterday, Monday, and I'll get my results back next Tuesday. So, and the pickup time is 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the p.m. The juvenile rap sheets are free. The fingerprints are taken Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. until 12 noon. Let me ask you this, Ms. Reed. Do you know much about the juvenile rap sheet process?
No, I don't.
Okay, then we're going to stay with the adults because that's what I work with. But instead of you having to wait a week to get your rap sheet as a juvenile, you get it back the same day.
These incidents only apply to the incident that occurred in Cook County.
Okay, only in Cook County, y'all. So I'm glad you're getting that. Now, the questions I'm about to pose to Ms. Reed are concerning the information. Some of you may remember a couple of shows back, she phoned in and gave us information about how the process at the Daily Center works. And I informed her through the phone line on that show that, Ms. Reed, I'm going to ask you to become a guest on my show so we can go a little bit more into detail. And so here we are today. Now, Ms. Reed, are you relaxed?
Yes.
Okay, because we're getting ready to get into it now.
Okay.
All right, now, this flyer that I'm looking at right now is the Cabrini Green Legal Aid Criminal Records Help Desks. It says here, if you have ever been arrested by the Chicago Police Department, you must bring a copy of your Chicago rap sheet obtained from CPD headquarters. The Daily Center address and hours, first of all, the address is 50 West Washington in room 1006, Monday through Thursday. It says arrive at 8:30, but Ms. Reed knows a little bit more, so we're going to get right into that in just a second. Let me just read the copy that we're looking at first. It says arrive at 8:30 to sign in, and the first 20 people are served, only the first 20. The shift hours are from 9 a.m. to 12. Now, that means it's going to be a bit of a challenge for you to get in there and be able to be seen if you're not there before the doors open. The Markham County Courthouse address and hours are 16501 South Kedzie Parkway in room 102J. They're only open on Wednesdays, and they do the first 15 people. They arrive. They tell you to arrive out there at between 8:30 and 9 a.m. to sign in, and the process or the serving services only work from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Now, this leads us back to Ms. Mary Reed. Ms. Reed, tell us the process, if you don't mind, about how an individual will get involved with their expungement. What is the basic stuff that they're going to be doing when they get to the county building, the Daily Center?
Well, I have serviced over 300 clients now.
Wow.
When they get to the Daily Center, they must be early. They're going to only take 25 people per day. Mm-hmm. They start from 8 to 12. They must get there between 7 o'clock in the morning and 7:30 to get in line. First come, first serve. Once you get in line, they will shut the doors when they get to 25. Once you get into the Daily Center, you go to the room. Room.
That's 1006, right?
1006.
Yeah.
And then you take your rap sheet to the legal attorneys. They will overlook the rap sheet, and they will give you a court date. You will be eligible for expungement, or sealing, or clemency. Expungement means that you committed a misdemeanor, and a misdemeanor can automatically be expunged. Okay, if you have felonies, the new law for nonviolent cases are sex offenders will not be sealed, domestic violence will not be sealed, DUI, harm to animals. Seal means that once they seal your background, you must not commit another serious crime. If you commit a serious crime, they will be able to go into it and unseal it.
Okay.
But but the background will not show up once it's sealed when you go for a job. It will not be sealed. They will not go into it.
Now, you mentioned clemency on that.
Clemency is you have to write the governor.
So what cases do they provide clemency for? Who has gotten a clemency? What type of individual charges were they facing?
Well, I don't have enough time to talk about all cases, but it's more serious cases when it comes to clemency. And the attorney will let you know if you need clemency. They will give you a clemency package. And then when you get the clemency package, you must get character letters. You must have proven yourself to be a productive citizen. And then the review board will decide, and then they'll put it to the governor, and the governor will clemency.
Well, okay. Now, here's the thing I was wondering. an innocent individual being sent to prison, and then they find out that he's innocent over a course of time that he served. Is that the type of scenario that an individual needs to have to be considered for clemency, where they don't just knock the record off, but he's been absolved of all crime or criminal activity for that
Well,
case?
that would not be a claim. They automatically would just dismiss that case if they prove him innocent.
Okay, so how does
Clemency is something that you have committed, but you have proven yourself worthy of having clemency.
after you come home?
Right.
Okay, now that's clear. So, do you know how long the timeline is? How many years it has to be?
It depends on how many clemency cases that they have ahead of you, and what how you have proved yourself to be a productive citizen.
Okay, so being a productive citizen, I would imagine that would first of all be you're gainfully employed. You're possibly doing some community work, and you've got some certificates from some self-improvement classes or even educational pursuits that you may have taken. And you may have some reference letters from maybe religious leaders or
Politicians.
or some organizations where you've been involved with. That sounds great. Let me take a minute and ask those of you who would like to give us a call and join the conversation. We're at 312-738-1060. Taking a look at how to reach Inmates for Change, if you decide to call the offices, we're at 773-746-3075. Now, those phones are open from 9:30 a.m. until 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. There's also website information now. We've got a website at wix.com/inmatesforchange.org. We also take your email inquiries and comments at inmatesforchange@gmail.com. Now, Ms. Mary Reed, I know we've gone over a lot of information right now, and it seems as though I'm in a bit of a dilemma. I was under the impression that if I have a nonviolent felony conviction, and I've been home now 8 years, I'm gainfully employed, I've reintegrated successfully back into community. I'm also one of the pillars of my community as far as working with ex-offender population, providing services and resources for others to successfully reintegrate. I've been around a couple of organizations, and I'm part of the National Alliance for the Empowerment of the Formerly Incarcerated, as well as the Black Star Project. So hopefully when I go to plead my case in front of the people or the board, for lack of a better term, pleading my case, then what could I expect? Could I expect sealing or expungement? I know you mentioned that there were no felony convictions that were expunged in Illinois, but being that all of my crime and convictions were in the state of Illinois, the best I can hope for is sealing.
Yeah, because once you committed a felony, the new law didn't apply until you're going to get misdemeanors turned away from a felony.
Okay, okay.
So that means you still got that felony, but according to the new law, if it hadn't passed the new law, you wouldn't have been able to get it sealed. You would still be with that.
Yeah, just stuck out there. Like where I am right now.
Right.
It's just no action has happened on it yet. Okay, that's fine. Those of you who would like to join the conversation, 312-738-1060. Now, Ms. Reed, have we finished with the conversation about expungement, sealing, and clemency?
Yes.
Yes. It's only halfway through the show. Let me tell you all right now, I'm going to segue to the June 2nd date. This is the Honorable Dorothy Brown's Second Chance Expungement Summit. You need your rap sheet to attend this event on June 2nd. Now, those of you who would like to go and get your record expunged or sealed, or maybe even a chance of clemency, this is some information that is a much needed type of event that's going on. What I've heard from, and I don't know if you know Ms. Reed, I'm sorry, I'm thinking Dorothy Brown and said that to you. I've been hearing that the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County, who's run by the Honorable Dorothy Brown, she has the best expungement summit of the ones that have of
She
note.
have, yeah.
So she does have it, okay?
But there is a fee.
Yeah, there's a fee, and I'm going to get right down to that. The Second Chance Expungement Summit is Saturday, June 2nd of this year, and it's a full-service expungement summit, adult and juvenile, application, preparation, filing. Registration starts at 8:30 a.m. and the doors close at 6 p.m. This is at Kennedy King College, which is located at 6301 South Halsted here in Chicago. What we're doing with the Dorothy Brown's clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County is bringing expungement services to the community. She'll have volunteer attorneys who will be on site to help with expungement and sealing applications, but you must bring your rap sheets. Again, now this is happening on June 2nd, so if you wait too late to go and get your rap sheet, you'll probably miss this one, but there might be another one coming down the road. As Ms. Reed just mentioned, there are a possibility of filing and service fees that may apply. That's right down here on the bottom line. Filing and service fees may apply. So for additional information, you can call 312-630-5200 or visit their website at www.cookcountyclerkofcourt.org. That's a mouthful. Now, what I'm going to do after I've been speaking with Ms. Mary Reed here, who knows her stuff. You've been in the field how long?
40 years.
40 years.
Community service.
And I tell you, with that, you would think that she really has a good handle on what is and what is not viable, pertinent information. Because we've been hearing a lot of stuff out here, Ms. Reed, about what this expungement process should be. And I was watching one of the programs a couple of days back, and I thought I heard the Second Chance Expungement Summit speaking about expunging your felonies. Now, if that's great, fine. If that's fine, great. However the saying goes. But I know for me, I'm taking your advice because I know you know what you're talking about. Now, you've got something in your hands. Is there something you want to read? Don't have me read it. You can read it if you like.
Okay. This is a new law. You may be eligible. What does this mean for me? HB 2373 will mean that all felonies will be sealable except domestic violence, sex offenders, DUI, and harm to animals. It does not say anything about expungement.
Okay.
So expungement was not included, and if they hadn't passed these four, you wouldn't be able to get all the other felonies that you had. You wouldn't be able to get them sealed.
Okay. So, now here's a quick question that I have in regard to the sealing. If I'm successful at going down to get my record sealed, I know first I don't need to answer anymore, have I ever been convicted of a felony, because that record will not be accessible to who? Who in the, let's say I go to look for work. Will I be able to apply for law enforcement as a result of a sealing?
Once they seal it, you will be able to apply for any job or any position or whatever, as long as you don't commit a serious crime and they have to send special people to go in to unseal your record.
Okay. Would I be able to own a pistol or a gun?
Yes, you should be, because it shouldn't show up.
Okay. We've got a caller on the line. Let me take this caller. Caller, please tell us who you are and what your contribution is.
Yes, my name is Jesse Lee Robinson.
How you doing, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, I'm one of the guys that got the clemency.
Tell us about it.
Obama.
Tell us about it, would you? What happened? I mean, how did you get the clemency? That's what we want to know.
Okay, how did I get the clemency?
Yes, sir.
Yes, first of all, my niece was writing, and then I had a friend when I was in prison, had gave me Miss Reed information, and he told me to contact her. Might can help me out. So what I did, I gave Miss Reed, I gave Miss Reed, my niece, Miss Reed information, and
okay.
they contact Miss Reed and was telling her what I'm going through and how I was treated unfairly by getting too much time, because I had two life sentence, 20 years on a drug charge, which I should have got like 5 or 3, something like that.
Okay.
But, you know, wrong is wrong, right is right. I shouldn't have been doing what I did. but I got too much time, so they contact Miss Reed. My niece named Lanita, and her and Miss Reed did what they did to write Obama and contact whatever they did to help me to get the clemency.
Well, let me ask you this. You got a presidential clemency as opposed
Yes.
to a state governor's clemency?
Yes, through Obama, President Obama.
And you're saying Mrs. Mary Reed, who I'm sitting right next to, was instrumental in that?
Yes, Miss Reed, and I had quite a few. I was writing quite a few people at the time, and she played an important role, important part of helping me and my family out to get where I'm at now.
That's amazing stuff. Let me ask you this. How long have you been home?
I've been home since last Thanksgiving.
That's November of 2017?
Yes, since last.
So you've been home about 8 months now.
Yes, something like that.
Are you working?
Yes, I got a job for from East St. Louis City, cutting grass, and they haven't started me with operating on the heavy equipment yet. But
right.
I'm a heavy equipment operator / truck driver, and I wanted to get into truck driving, but I had to just get the first job I can get.
Yeah. And then they start falling behind that. Let me ask you this, Mr. Robinson. How long had you served your term before you got your clemency?
Right at 15 years.
15 years before you got the clemency from a double life plus 20.
Yes.
Wow. I'm pretty sure you're in church every Sunday nowadays, huh?
Yes, I go to church. Yes, I go to church a lot. But recently, the storm hit my sister's house, and I've been help her repairing the roof and fixing up our house and painting and trying to help out. I even cut people grass, and I'm helping this young lady redo her floor. And I'm just doing something just to be helping someone.
Right. I feel you, man. And I tell you this, I'm so glad you called tonight. And that was a great commentary that we got from you. I'm going to turn this conversation back to Mrs. Reed, and I want you to know this, Mr. Robinson. God is with us all, but especially in your corner, baby boy.
Yeah.
Take care, man. Thanks so much for calling in.
I appreciate you, and God bless, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day.
Thank you, sir. Now, Mrs. Reed, you didn't tell me all of that. Now, listen, y'all. I know Miss Reed got a cape out there in her trunk of her car, flying around, leaping tall buildings at a single bound. She can probably outrun a bullet. Well, look how she just sitting up here all cool and collected, like, well, I don't do a whole lot of talking about myself. I just let my work for me and that kind of thing. This is some beautiful stuff. Those of you who are interested in more information along the lines of the expungement sealing information, Ms. Reed, did you want to offer a number for your office where you are that they could call?
Yes, you can call 773-533-7520.
Say it one more time, nice and slow this time.
773-533-7520.
Okay.
Mary Reed, office hours from 1 to 4.
1 to 4, Monday through Friday. So 773-533
7520.
7520. That's how you reach Mary Reed directly. Now keep in mind, she leaps tall buildings in a single bound. She's bulletproof. She's 10 feet tall and 6 feet wide. So don't be surprised if you see her and she's doing some superhuman feat. I want to take a minute right now and let you guys know this, that this program has been made possible in part by support from the Mobile Doc. We got some great information, and I am truly sitting next to a legendary hero right now. And Mr. Robinson, congratulations again to you. Thank you all for tuning in, and hope to see you all next week. And we are out of here.